Hey there guys, EctoMaster here. We are back in Heroes of the Storm with another look at a hero spotlight. This week we are taking a look at the one that we selected last week, randomly of course, and that is Tyrande Whisperwind, or as I know Sinvicta likes to call her, Tyrone. I don't know why. Anyways, we're going to take a look at her skins, her abilities, and her talents. I'm looking to think about changing up the second portion of this, where we look at the skins and then we look at the abilities, or maybe the third portion. I guess we can call it the third portion. And we look at the talents. I'm thinking of maybe doing it in like a practice round, where you can try this hero. I'm thinking of trying that out and seeing if I can't show you, like the build as it's made. But we'll see. That takes a lot more planning and preparation than I usually do, and it's typically like on the day before that I record these. So we'll look into it. If I get time to actually do it, then I will. So this is Tyrande Whisperwind, or High Priestess of the Night Elves. Basically like their leader, or co-leader with Malfurion. She is a ranged support, so she is a healer. Now, we're going to take a look at a build, and I'm going strictly like support, so healer build. If I have time, then I will take a look at the highest rated damage build that is out there for her as well. So we will take a look and see whatever is there to see, whatever it may be. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I'm winging it a little. Okay, all right, let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at her skins. So here they are. This is her base skin, and I do have her up to at least the second tier. So that one's kind of cool because it's like all purplish and almost like a Night Saber. And then you have this one, which is kind of interesting in the sense that it almost looks like she's undead, almost. Then you have her level 10 Master skin. Again, you have to she has to be level 10, and you have to have 10k gold in order to get these. This one's kind of evil, and that one's kind of like, oh look, she's going Blood Elf, but as you can see, she actually has one. Now this is Warden Tyrande. She is basically, this is an alternate universe where Malfurion got locked up rather than Illidan, and well, she decided to overwatch the man she once loved. So becoming almost like what's her name? Oh, I just totally forgot. It just blanked on me. Now, if you have ever wanted to play a Blood Elf in Heroes of the Storm before they brought in Kael'thas, they did introduce this version of Tyrande Whisperwind, where it's Tyrande. It's not Whisperwind, it's Windrunner. So she's like, related to Sylvanas. And here are the other skins for that. But let's go ahead and just start with the basics, because why not? I'm curious, so does the moon? Yeah, the moon changes, okay. From master to that. Anyways, let's take a look at her abilities. So she's got 3 main abilities, a trait that I believe is active. You have to activate, so you have to actually use it. And then the 2 heroics, just like every other hero. Now her abilities to Q, W, and E, Light of a Loon, 45 mana cost with an 8-second cooldown, heal yourself for 60, or X. If cast on an ally, also heals them for X health. Sentinel, 65 mana, it's a skill shot and an 18-second cooldown. Send an owl that travels across the battleground, revealing its path. Deals X damage to the first enemy hero hit and reveals them for 5 seconds. And then Lunar Flare. It's a 60 mana cost, area of effect ability with a 12-second cooldown. After a short delay, deal X damage, and stun enemies in the targeted area for 1 second. Hunter's Mark, you do have to activate to use, so you have to hit the D to use it. You gotta hit the D. So it's a 20-second cooldown and marks a target enemy, increasing all damage taken by 25% and revealing them for 4 seconds. It cannot be used on structures. And then her 2 heroics, there's Starfall and Shadowstar. Starfall is a 100 mana cost with a 100-second cooldown. You deal 20 damage to 20 damage per second and and slow enemies by 20% in an area. It lasts for 8 seconds, or deals X damage. Shadow Stalk is a 75-second mana cost with a 70-second cooldown. Stealth you and all allied heroes for 8 seconds, and reveal all enemy heroes for 3. So there you have it. So we're going to take a look at the support build. It's called Supportive Goddess by, I'm guessing the name is Zeke or Zilk or Zelk. I don't know. I can't. It's too hard. It's when you do weird names, I'm not going to pronounce it right. Anyway, so level 1. We're going to skip over, well, you know, we'll talk about all of them. Why not? Celestial Attunement, reduce the mana cost of Light of a Loon by 15. Ranger's Mark, lower the cooldown of Hunter's Mark by 8 seconds. Seasoned Marksman, for every 6 enemy minion or mercenary kills near your hero, gain 1 basic attack damage. Hero takedowns count as 2 minion kills. And then Empower, when Sentinel impacts, your cooldowns are instantly reduced by 2 seconds. For this build, Supportive Goddess, you want to go with Celestial Attunement. At level 4, we get quite a few things up in here. Pierce. Sentinel hits multiple targets, so Sentinel no longer stops at the first hero hit, affecting all enemy heroes along the path. And then a Focus Attack, periodically empower basic attacks every 10 seconds. Your next basic attack deals 75% additional damage. Basic attacks reduce this cooldown by 1 second. It's a passive. Most of these here are all, ones that we'll see with others. But one that they recommend for this build, of course, since we're going to support, we want Healing Ward. It's a 60-second cooldown. Activate to place a ward on the ground that heals allies in an area for 2% of their max health every second for 10 seconds. Level 7, we have Quickening Blessing. If cast on an ally, Light of a Loon also increases their movement speed by 25% for 3 seconds. Lunar Blaze increases the range of Lunar Flare by 50%. And then Battle Momentum and Call Down Mule. For this, they recommend to go with Battle Momentum for this build. So basic attacks reduce ability cooldowns by 0.5 seconds. At level 10, it is the Heroic, and for this, they recommend to go with Shadow Stalk. At level 13, you have Overflowing Light. When you are above 50% health, Light of a Loon's allied heal is increased by 35%. Huntress's Fury, gain 40% additional attack speed for 4 seconds when using Hunter's Mark. And then Sprint and Shrink Ray, again, are ones we see with a lot of different heroes. For this build, they say to go with Overflowing Light. Level 16, True Shot Aura. You passively grant 15% basic attack damage to nearby allies. Mark of Mending, basic attacks against marked targets heal for 2.5% maximum health. Ranger, increases Whip of Sentinel by 100%, increases damage dealt based on distance traveled up to a maximum of plus 200%. And then Shooting Star, Lunar Flare deals 50% more damage and refunds all mana if you hit an enemy hero. For this build, because it's supportive, they go with True Shot Aura. And then last but not least, level 20. For the build, they recommend to go with Storm Shield. Activate to give all nearby allied heroes a shield for 20% of their max health for 3 seconds. Now, Rewind and Nexus Frenzy are other ones that we see with other characters as well, so we're going to ignore those for now. If you wanted to continue with the Shadow Stalk choice at level 10, you can pick Hunter's Prey. When using Shadow Stalk, you and allied heroes gain 25% additional movement speed for 8 seconds, and your next basic attack deals 100% more damage. If you skipped that and decided to go with Starfall instead, you could pick Celestial Wrath. Starfall can now be cast globally. Damage is increased by 30%. So you could be back at the base, cast Starfall on their base thingy, their tower, and it'll and it'll go. So you can do it. So there you have it, guys. That is Tyrone, or Tyrande Whisperwind, whatever you want to call her. But that's not all for this episode. Nope. As always, with these, we are going to pick our next hero. So I am down to a D9. Seeing as we'll have the Butcher later today. He doesn't count since he's a new hero. Went ahead, got him. These are heroes that I have, but have not done yet. I'm still missing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes, and I will be all done with this. So anyways, let's see who the next one is. Number 3. Because, this one's going to be good because do I have a deal for you? Next week, we're going to take a look at Gazlowe. We'll look at a couple of builds for him, or a build for him. I was going to do a damage one, but I think that was good enough. There's a lot of other stuff to look at with Tyrande. So next week, we'll take a look at Gazlowe. Until then, I am EctoMaster, and I will see you guys in the next round.